Hello guys, so I thought I'd do a quick unboxing. It's a very snap unboxing, so I'm going to do it on my iPhone XS Max. So I'm going to get my camera gear out. Just a quick look at a bit of kit that someone's upgraded to, so I thought I'd do an unboxing before they opened it. Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus in red, Cardinal Red, literally only just launched. You can get it exclusively on EE, which is the biggest and fastest network in the UK, so quite fitting they get a bit of exclusivity. And yeah, let's have a look. Now obviously this has been out for a while, but this colour variant has literally only just dropped. But yeah, it's the best one by far in my opinion. Now the box itself is pretty boring. Obviously the bit on the front is red and see matches the colour that it is. Tells you what it is, so Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and that is pretty much it. Obviously various bits of information there, but the big one for us is Cardinal Red. Let's lift the box up, and there we go. There it is. It's all its beauty. 128 gig. Obviously there is a micro SD card slot in the top, so you can obviously expand this. Okay, so obviously we've got the main bit of kit itself, the actual phone. This just sits on top of the box. As you can see, the colour is absolutely stunning. As you can see, very reflective and also very fingerprint magnet, but there we go. So we're going to put the main asset to the side there just for a mo. Power brick. This is Samsung's latest kind of technology since the whole Note situation. So it's adaptive fast charging, so it kind of adapts to depending on the heat of the battery, and there's a couple of variables it takes into consideration. It's not just a constant amperage and voltage, it adapts. So don't think that's a bad idea, to be fair. As you can see, looking at the spec, it can fluctuate from 9 volts pushing 1.6 amps, or it will drop back down to traditional 5 volts 2 amps. So pretty cool. Obviously 3-pin because we're in the UK. Push that up, bish bash bosh, USB on the bottom, pretty standard. Put that to one side. This is a good little bit of inclusion. So this is to obviously push people to transfer their data across, so that you can do it via wireless, or you can use this adapter. This is just a USB-C to USB Type A, and I'll show you what that looks like in a bit. As part of the start process is asking if you want to transfer from another device, such as iOS and another Android device. Obviously here we've got the brick itself, so here you've got a USB-C to USB Type A. There is also another little adapter that I've put back in here, because I wouldn't personally ever use it, but I know some other people would. Is a USB-C to micro USB. So micro USB is the traditional kind of charger for other Android devices that haven't come over to USB-C. Everything else uses that pretty much. And obviously included as well, we've got some headphones. This will be using the auxiliary slot, so 3.5mm. You can see it braided, pretty good, and it's tuned by AKG, who get quite a good write-up, so actually not too bad, not too shabby. And they're the in-ear types. So we'll pop those back because, as I say, don't really need it at this point. Charger we'll put back as well, and let's have a look at the main asset itself. So as I say, this is available on contract or to buy up front from EE, and it's an absolute stunner. So obviously Samsung S10 is their flagship, with the 2 cameras at the top. So there's no notch here. They pretty much incorporate the cameras in the top right, and obviously the screen wraps around that and goes around that. Used it for a bit, you can't really notice it, you do get used to it, but there we go. Let's have a look around the hardware though. Obviously this is all screen, no physical buttons here. At the top, you've obviously got on the right there, you've got your SIM card slot, and also your memory card slot also goes into there, so it's kind of a combined slot. Obviously you've got one microphone there. Round there you've got your volume rocker, and obviously your Bixby button, which I think is awful. Really does let the phone down in my opinion, because you can't even, well, you can just about remap it now, but only just recently they've allowed you to do that. But anyway, obviously you've got your 3.5mm headphone jack, USB Type-C charging, another microphone, and obviously there's your speaker grill there. You can see just about the antenna bands, that's to help with the signal pushing through. So there's 1, 2, 3. There isn't none down the side. Oh, there is another one there, and another one there. And obviously this side is your power button. So quite high up on the phone, but more than manageable. And that is the device itself. Now obviously what we're going to do is just power it on. So I'm just going to hold that until it vibrates. There we go. I'm just obviously going to get the bootloader there. I do apologise about the skylight just above it. I just want to show you kind of one of the options you get at the beginning. I won't take you through the whole boot process because I'm sure you've watched many Android boot videos. They're all pretty much the same. Obviously Samsung have got their own version of Android. So it's called One UI. Yeah, this is version 2.0. So let's go. Next. Insert SIM card. Well, I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to tick all these. I have read all of these. Happy? Yeah, no bother. Next. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. So, bring your old data for a quicker setup. Obviously, you can do it wirelessly if you would like. If you select the wireless option and press next, we'll show what that looks like. You can obviously see what it's going to tell you. We're going to press next. Get connected. So that's how you can get connected there. I'll leave you to that one. Cable or USB. So next. Now it does ask you to update, so we're going to press later. Should still let us do it about. There we go. So this is what it's asking you to do. Basically getting you to use your USB Type-C to USB Type-A. Plug that in there, and then for an iPhone you would use your lightning cable, and then on the iPhone you would press trusted device, and it will then start to read the data on your iPhone, and obviously make sure it's got enough. Now obviously to bring data across, you would obviously need to match the storage requirements. So if you were using a 256 GB iPhone, you'd need 256 worth of storage here. Obviously by default this has got 128 GB inside, but obviously the beauty of Android phones, you can pop in an SD card, micro SD, obviously making sure it's the relevant class so it's fast enough for the data transfer, and you can increase that. Put a 512 GB one in there and off you go. Now another little thing, so that's the device. I'm not going to bother going through the out of box experience. This isn't really a review, it's more of an unboxing because I'm an Apple man, so there's really no point me using it. I'm going to put these just to one side. For eagle eye viewers, you can see there's no user guide. That is because it's inside the box. Little pull tab here is like a kind of little secret little pouch, and obviously in here, first things first, we've got your little SIM ejector tool, and then obviously we open this up here and you get various bits of paper which I won't bore you with. It's just obviously we've got under warranty and a bit of a quick start guide. But what I will show you is the little SIM card tray at the top. Now I'm going to just try and so this is the SIM card tray. Now you can see it's obviously very small, but you can see there's some text here. This phone is capable of having 2 SIM cards in there at the same time. So a good scenario of this is if you, so obviously we're in the UK now, if I was to take this abroad and I was outside of the EU, I could then get a local SIM card, pop it in, and have that dedicated to a particular part of the phone. So I could have my UK SIM doing my phone calls and text messages, and then have another SIM doing the data. The other scenario, which is what most people use it for, is SIM card 1 for your main SIM card for your cell service, and a micro SD card slot there for expanding. Now I only have a 128 gig SD card, so that wouldn't work for me anyway because I've got a 256 gig iPhone, and that obviously then just slots back into the top, and jobs are good. And spec wise it's great. Obviously you can see the colour is absolutely stunning. I do wish the iPhone Max would come out in some pretty colours like this, as I would be the first one to get the product red version of this. Obviously we've got the 3 cameras, which is the main talking point. Specs obviously you can see online. As I say, this is more an unboxing. I don't even know if it gives you the spec on the back of the box, to be honest. Let's have a quick look. Oh yeah, it does. So these obviously the main spec. It's a 6.4 inch full rectangle display, quad HD dynamic AMOLED, so very good. 128 GB. You can get bigger sizes, but unfortunately in the red edition that's the biggest you can get. And yeah, so you've got a 12 megapixel with optical image stabilization, so that's good. Ultra wide 16 megapixels, very good. I have actually used that, it is pretty smart. And 12 megapixels as well. And yeah, very good. 8 gig of RAM, more than enough. Stereo speakers, and yeah, wireless powered shares. That's something that they are pushing very heavily. So obviously this has got a little coil in the back which is the wireless charging, and you can reverse that and share the charge with somebody else. It has to be above 30% I believe for it to do that, but it's a good touch. I will take some sample photos with the camera and include them at the back end of this video, but this has just been a look and unboxing at the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus in Cardinal Red. Thanks for watching.